Hello, my friends. Welcome back in. It's the end of year 18. Two announcements today. We do have some new patrons on the channel. It just blows me away. I'm going to butcher this name. And he said it was okay, or she actually. I'm not actually sure, but it's the Sith. The comment, the message in Patreon when I send a message to ask for pronunciation help says it's like the Sith from Star Wars. So the Sith, Leon Arachichi. Thank you for your support. And then the other one was Ben Billingham. Or is it Bellingham? I'm not sure. Ben and the Sith, thank you for your support. This is going to be a single year episode today. That's the other announcement. The next one, I'm pretty sure, is going to be a double episode. But it's going to take me a little bit longer. I haven't processed that far in terms of my vacationing, so I'm not ready to do a double episode today. So that's what's going to happen. So let's hop right to it, and see what's going on with our players. Baxter, Broadway, and Bros is having a bit of a business issue. They've lost, they've had at least, Andrew C. retired, so they had 10 players, and then they were down to 7, and now they're down to 1. Oh, did that mean they retired, or did they quit, or just find a new agent? Let's go take a look at Jordan Bradford. He's still a shock. Okay. Yeah, we also had some really good comments on the last episode about some GB Uncle Murda said that he expects Paul Combine to go at the Rosenborg, but maybe Mold. Mateus Mendez wanted to know, or is it Matheus? I'm sorry, man. Want to know if Juan Echeverria got a testimonial game, so I'll try to remember to take a look at that. Dynamis Cubed, because it's like, what is it? Superscript above with a 3, like you were cubing it in math, says in all caps, "Yo, you missed Norway eliminating number 1 in the world rankings, England in the World Cup. I'm shocked. Please look if Colin Body played, please, please, please." So we will take a look at that. Oh, if he hasn't retired. If he has, I'll load the last save file. We'll take a look at it. And West Ham fan here, happy to see something to look forward to in the future. Big respect for, I'm a dinosaur says, big respect for Jordan. He's responsible for bringing Schalke the first league title in 77 years. Of course, it's all him, 100%. And then Barney Kimball said the business from West Ham with Grant Corrigan is like the strangest thing ever. And then Retro Gaming pointed out, and West Ham are still paying most of his wages until the summer. Lots of weird things. Wanted MK1 noted that I incorrectly said Slavia Praha was Red Star Belgrade. I was moving too fast. It was one of those things where when I said it in the midst, I was like, I don't even know if that's actually right, but moving on. And then it was wrong. Of course it was wrong. Okay. I'm done looking at comments. I'm done looking at Patreon stuff. Now let's look at Jordan Bradford. I can't believe all the players left. Right. Okay. Contract still good for another year. It's the deal we saw last episode. Was it last episode? Yeah, 35. Yes. Okay. So still under contract. This past season, 31 starts. Same as last season. 37 conceded last season, 29 with 9 clean sheets. That's an increase of 2 clean sheets and a drop of 8 goals conceded. He's up to a 7.0. Oh, does that mean good things for Shaw? Does that mean, hold on, let's take a look. Injuries, did he miss like 3 games? 2035 would have been the fall. Okay, because it should be 34 games, right? Because when he was starting all the games, it was 34. So he's missed out on 3 games for some reason. It could be continental competition, right? Having to rotate in and out with cups. Okay, 7-1-4 in 7 starts, 7 conceded, 2 clean sheets in the cups. 15 continental games. That's got to be what? 6 group stage games. Did they make a run in the Champions League? Let's take a look. 14 conceded with 6 clean sheets. That means, okay, 14 and 9. That's still not bad. And then 9 international starts, 6 conceded, 5 clean sheets on a 6.9. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I guess we could look down here. They won the Europa League. Yep. Yeah, it helps if you Yeah, I never look at this. That's been pointed out several times in the comments. So they won the DFB Pokal, they won the Bundesliga, and they won the Europa League. They did the treble with Jordan Bradford, my friends, 2 years in a row. So now they went 77 years without anything, and now they've won it in back-to-back seasons. We got to take a little bit of deeper dive, I think, on that. I think that's fair. Lost to Dortmund in the Super Cup. Oh, it's like the Community Shield, right? I don't know if it is, but it seems like it's the same. Like, you're like, okay, it's started the season. Okay, so they're in the Champions League to start the season, so that explains. They had 6 group stage games, and then they probably got, bumped to the Europa League right after that? So Sporting, Tottenham, and PSG, that's a tough group. They beat Köln in the DFB Pokal second round. Okay, beat Leipzig in the third round. Got knocked out to the Europa League, beat Galatasaray, beat Napoli, is I think how you officially have to say it that way. It's actually a requirement. Beat Stuttgart in the quarterfinal. Villarreal, yes, yeah, because they won it. So what is that? Okay, 5-3. The numbers throw me off. Beat Wolfsburg, yeah. In the semifinal in extra time. Bradford with a 7.6 there. I've not looked at any of the ratings. I'm sure there was something interesting, and you'll leave a comment. That's what we do right here. Southampton makes it to the Europa League semifinal. Congratulations, Southampton fans. And they got beat by Schalke. And then they beat Milan on a 3-1, despite the fact that Bradford had a 6.3. That's pretty bad. To have a 6.3 giving up 1 goal. It must have been a howler that you gave up. And then turn around, and 3 days later, beating Hoffenheim on a 6.7. We'll have to take a look to see if Wanaka-Vidar is still even in the save, or if he played in that game. But that's quite the I'm just curious about Southampton. 7th. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good, I think. So that is what is going on with Jordan Bradford. Do you think 33 years old? Oh, we're going to take a look at this international. What am I doing? But 33 years old, about to turn 34, has a year left on his contract, still key player. I mean, he looks attribute-wise like, yeah, I'd keep him around, right? Like, so do they extend his contract? Does he go somewhere else? It's got to get sorted out by January, right? Or someone's going to sign him, right? Or start sniffing around. So let me know what you think about that. Up to 148 caps. Still no goals. They couldn't put you on penalty taking once, Jordan? I'm just saying. Still the key player and the captain. The 80th, so a little bit of a drop, but they're hanging in there. We'll just take a quick look here. So, World Cup qualification. Oh. Saudi Arabia with an 8-0-0 run. They did quite well. Only losing 2 games and drawing 1. You don't qualify for the World Cup. That's a tough go of it for Indonesia, but I mean, they did their best. See, I don't know what's going on with the schedule thing. That's weird that now it looks correct and it previously didn't. Any a 7.7 there and a 2-0, but no like egregious. I mean, I think I saw a 6.3 down here, 6.2. That's pretty not good, right? Like especially in World Cup qualification, 6.4 and a 6.6, but nonetheless has done quite well with Indonesia. I'm curious. Okay, he's not got a retirement date or anything like that, so I think he could still do a job, right? So I don't think he's going to need to retire. But okay, let's go find our player, shall we? Let's take a look at Juan, because that makes sense. Juan Echeverria is still with Hoffenheim, so he's still in the game. He's only valued at 15K, though. His contract, his contract is up to tomorrow. He's on 71K. He's wanted by, the Newcastle Jets in Australia. I was like, wow, Newcastle. Wrong coin. He's on a backup contract. 1 start, 14 subs. So, this was the transition year, and it wasn't even like less of a transition and more of just an abrupt switch over, right? He still got 2 goals in 1 start and 14 subs. I think that's pretty solid with 1 assist. I mean, in comparison to having 25 starts and getting 4 goals, that's still pretty good. I'm looking for positives here. 3 cup starts, no continental competitions, or 3 cup subs, I should say. So doesn't even look like he got into the mix in that cup final would be my guess. Bruce thigh, that's the only thing he had going on. What happens with Juan? Does he go to Australia? That would be interesting. We haven't had a player there, and Australian league is all kinds of crazy. So let's just check to make sure he didn't sneak into that cup final for some reason. He did. One of his cup starts, or subs, it's a sub, was a 6.5. I mean, when you're up against Jordan Bradford, what are you going to do, you know? So we'll have to see what happens to Juan, because we don't even have international stuff to look at, so this is a pretty short update. But 318 starts. Oh, the question was, did he get a testimonial? Now, the problem with that question is I don't know where that would be. Like, would that be on the schedule? You're going to have to leave me a comment on that. Maybe it's a milestone. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? That's like a milestone thing if somebody gives you a testimonial. Competitions, transfers, other. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to take one last look to see if it was in the schedule and would say something here. You know, about it being a testimonial. You're going to have to let me know in the comments how I would find that out. You would think. He's not even an icon or a favored personnel. Are you serious? He's been a servant to the team for over a decade. Surely you could give him a testimonial and surely he'd be some sort of favored. But man, Juan getting kind of the shaft there, in my opinion. Next player. All right, next up we've got Grant Corrigan, who is still with Cardiff, but they've arranged a transfer that goes in 2 days from now to Lille. Okay, I'm just kind of curious what the 4.4 million. Asking price was 5.25, but okay, they're paying 4.4 plus some add-ons. And they paid, I mean, I guess it's, you know, they got relegated, so maybe he had a relegation release clause or something like that in his contract. No, sure didn't. But maybe he just wanted to go, or it's time to, you know, he's 33, so is it time to sell him off? You know, he's for his, you know, get the wages down and then bring in, you know, somebody else that can help them get re-promoted, something like that. 33 starts though, not bad. On a 6.65, not great. 5 cup starts on a 6.96, 7 international still on a 6.96. Only 1 assist for the entire season, and that came in a cup game. Aside from the friendlies or whatever, which we're not really going to count. But 33 starts. I mean, still playing all of the time. Pulled calf muscle out for 3 weeks. Tied Achilles for 2 days. A twisted knee for a week. Okay, so is that 4 weeks and 2 days? So we'll have to see what the contract looks like with Lille. Let's just see how bad it was for Cardiff. Obviously, they got relegated. Like, were they even close? Let's go look at the stages here. 31. They were close. I mean, 5 points. The goal differential. Oh, man. Negative 29 goal differential for Burnley, and yet negative 14 Cardiff goes down. That is like things not going right for you, right? Like, quite unfortunate for Grant and the team, and he's being sold on. How is Lille doing? Let's take a look at that. Just fine. 5th place. I mean, I'm not in the mix on Ligue 1, but the fact that they got relegated in 18-19, I guess that's not real life. That's so they were really down here, got relegated, bounced back, and have made a healthy run, is what we'll call it. I'm curious what the contract is that he's going to be under, though. We can't see that. I don't think, unless it's on the transfer screen. Nope. We'll just have to wait and find out. So that's what's going on here. Let's take a look at Scotland. Says he did pick up some caps. Oh, Scotland, 30th. Oh, that's an improvement, I think you could say. Grant, not in the mix in the Euro Championship qualification playoff thing. Also not in the mix. Okay. Is he okay? He's here. 6.8 in a friendly against Costa Rica, but that, you know, okay, 6.9. I got injured. Doesn't say when, but you know, a 3-0 against Liechtenstein. A 7.4 when the rest of your team does poorly against Spain. I think you could be proud of that if you're Grant, in my opinion. 6.9 against Georgia, maybe not as good. and then Bolivia. Okay, so he was in the mix, but then they got to this and got knocked out by the Czech Republic. And he wasn't really in the mix for that, which is okay. So that must have been they were top 2. No, top 3. They were okay. They were in that 3rd place spot to try and earn their way in. Okay, makes sense. And then Nations League, they are in League B with Greece, Holland, and Scotland. I think with Greece being 53rd, you could hope to just then take that 2nd place spot if you're Scotland. That's just my guess. But that's what's going on with Grant. Jonathan Needham is with Napoli, and he's listed. My goodness, players moving all over the place. I did check Juan and Grant do not have an agent. So let's check that with Jonathan here. Does not have an agent. So they've just said, like, I'm going to negotiate my own contracts, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so listed for $7 million, so 50% off. The business that the clubs have been doing in this save is a bit odd to me. We're pay $38 million and then turn around and sell him. And okay, so last season 27 starts, this season 11 with 16, with 7 continental starts on a 676 and 6 international with 5 subs on a 672. So he's still in the mix on the national team. Okay, let's take a look. Did he have some sort of injury or anything? It's kind of sad when you're hoping for that. Concussion 2 weeks, not great. 2 days for a tight hamstring, bruised thigh, bruised ribs, tight calf. I mean, kind of like niggling little things, but nothing aggressive. He's got a year left on his contract, so maybe that's why they're trying to move him on. He's also on a backup deal, so now he's like, hey, I want to get out of here, considering his options. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he was completely content, but they're just trying to get rid. But man, $38 million in like the previous season, probably as part of the loan deal, and then turn around and sell him for 7 seems a bit strange to me. They finished 4th, so not using him as a starter worked out in some regard. Actually, sorry. Oh, I'm all over the place, aren't I? They would have been in the Europa League. Victoria de that and Motherwell and Groningen. Needham's okay, playing against Motherwell. Okay, he's in the mix. Man, I wonder if like he had some injury and that's what kind of sent him out of the squad or something. Not sure. They made it and won the Tim Cup final. He didn't play in it. They got knocked out by Schalke. Okay, so he did pull. Yes, he did play here. That's my daughter being upset. I'm not sure if you can hear that. He did not play in the first game, but he played in the second game on a 6.5. So things happening there. And then, hold on a second. Just making sure no one's bleeding at my house. Okay, from international standpoint, of course they beat. Yes, of course they did. I'm surprised it was that close. I'm surprised it went to extra time. Oh no, they lost. I was trying to be self-deprecating towards the US team, but they actually beat Mexico. Right, 6.6 in the loss, 6.5 in the win. I'm just looking at the Nations League stuff here. 6.8 as a sub, getting the victory. 6.6. Confederations Cup playoff, interesting. Did not play. Did he not get called into this window? Oh, no, he had a yellow card with no rating. So it comes out at the end of the game, it gets a yellow. Nice work. They lost the Gold Cup semifinal to Costa Rica on a 6.5. Just not crushing it. 6.8 as a sub against Martinique and a 3-0. 7.1, Honduras, that's the best one we've seen. And a 6.5. So I know that was a lot, but it's like he's still in the mix, which is kind of interesting. But it kind of sounds to me like he's in that B team. I could actually take a look at that, I guess. Okay, he's not listed on the starters here. Do they have anything in the B team? They do, unless I just missed the fact that he's on the senior squad. I don't see a Needham. So that's kind of interesting. Like, is he done, right? Is he out dynamics wise? He hasn't retired or anything like that. Oh, I forgot to show you the staff attributes. I'm just saying, looks pretty good from a staff attribute standpoint. We'll have to see if he has a career afterwards. That would be really interesting. But that's what's going on with Jonathan. Let me go check the staff attributes of the other two. Here is Juan's stats. Again, as a manager, maybe start out as assistant manager. That's probably better. And he knows the universe. He's been everywhere. Jonathan Bradford does not have staff attributes. Grant Corrigan looks to be pretty tasty. You know, you can make him a coach minus the attacking. You can make him maybe start out as like an under 18 manager, something like that. Work your way up. Not very good working with youngsters, but you know, minor details. Mike Vitek has gone to Young Boys. Okay. Interesting. In the Swiss Super League. And they've been on quite the run, you could say, since this experiment started. And really before that, right? First was like, win. And he's, how did we get here? Okay. He was on loan. Okay, Chelsea's been doing their thing. On loan. Okay. He gets 23 starts with Newcastle on a 6.82. Actually pretty good. And then they up and just sell him to Young Boys. He goes 23 starts, 2 subs, a goal, 7 assists on a 6.97. That's the highest rating he's had since his first season with Liverpool. And then with Banbridge Town, obviously. So, like, since he made it to the big leagues, it's the second highest rating. Okay, 9 continental starts, a goal, 2 assists on a 7.03. Oh, has he found his level? And then they're going to up and sell him. That's kind of gutting. Oh, that was like literally a month after the last episode. Good until next year. Well, why are they getting rid of him? He did quite well. Tight groin, calf strain for 4 weeks. That's quite the strain, my friends. But aside from that, strapping young lad at the prime age, about to be 34 tomorrow. That is so interesting. Doesn't have an agent. I'm trying to find something where it might be a good fit. I'm not seeing much of a managerial career coming for him. What have they got him listed for? 2.6, 50% off. He could play all over. All over, my friends. That is, I think that's a bit curious. And on a backup contract. So I wonder if he wasn't on a backup contract, but the fact that he got 23 starts. 6.97. Why is he on a backup contract? We got first team players not getting first team minutes. We got backup players getting 23 starts. Now, again, he could have been rotation, or there could have been an injury in the squad or something like that. Maybe they brought him in because they had an injury and now they're trying to up and sell him. But you bought him for 9.25. Why would you sell him for 2? Like, you might try using him. I'm just saying. And he retired, right? So there's no need to go. Yes. Yeah. I remember these things. Okay. Mike, let me know what you think about going to Switzerland in the comments. What? What? Oh, Colin Body gone. I mean, he's not gone, but he didn't play. He wants to be a manager. Hey, you might try being an assistant. I'm gonna argue that point. Oh, man. Okay, we gotta go back and look, because this was requested. First, I'm just making sure he wasn't in the mix with the national team here, right? Just checking. Just checking. Not against Malta, Kosovo. Nope. Not in the mix whatsoever. Okay. He did play last episode against Malta. And then just 8.1. I'm out. I'm out. We'll see you later. Okay. And per the question in the comments, I can't remember. I said at the beginning. Colin Body did play on a 6.8 against England, and he did miss his penalty. So he was there, And it was, I mean, maybe the 6.8 is after missing the penalty. So maybe he had a good game, and then the, you know, missing the penalty brought that rating down a little bit. Maybe. But when did you retire, mate? I'm sure it's somewhere in your history. Oh boy. Milestones. He was released on a free transfer. And then the next year, David, there's seasonal best 11. That is hilarious. Hilarious. So yeah, it looks like because he played in that Norway game, but his contract ran out, and then he was like, I'm out. Yeah, it doesn't say the exact date, I don't think, that he retired. Or retired from playing. We've got our first legitimate manager. I'm not saying he's great, but like you can give him some like low level team in Norway and see how he does. He's got good adaptability, which is because he's been all over, right? So that's kind of exciting to me. He needs to get off that national seat, get a better license. But what do you think about that? Yay? There is a Danny Dobson that's ahead of youth development, and I was like, oh no, but it's not our Danny. It's not our Danny. Staff attributes. All right, pretty disciplined. Needs to work on the knowledge aspect, but you know, yeah, maybe doesn't have an agent. So these guys have just left and just gotten rid of their agents, or maybe the agents say like, you're probably not going to get another big contract. I'm going to focus on, you know, bigger fish. They've got him listed for 3.8 million. That's not a good sign. Backup contract. I'd say they got their value though, right? You paid 15.5 million as a Premier League club, and you got, was it 35, 47 goals the first 3 seasons, I think is worth 15.5 million, right? Not to mention the additional 22 goals that you got. So last season, 9 goals, 13 starts versus 14 and 9. Okay, 13 and 11. So about the same. 1 more appearance, 3 more goals, 2 less assists on a 6.96. Not bad. No more international stuff. No continental and no cups. And they were in the championship. Maybe that explains why. Right now that they got promoted, it's like, hey, Danny, it's time, bro. So let's see how they did. Like, did they finish just outright in first? No, that fourth. So they came through the playoffs to come up, which is pretty cool to think about. Contract, he still got a year. Did he have any injuries? Tight groin. Nothing crazy. Nope, just a tight groin. Really in good shape, right? National fitness is a 16. So yeah, they went down and then they got promoted via the playoffs, which again, it's right here, but it's more fun if you don't look at that. Still really good attacking stats. I'd be curious to see where he ends up. Will another championship squad pick him up, right? Can he do a job there, or does he have to go down a level? Probably not. He wouldn't be interested because of the wage issues. And then we'll have to see what happens here. He's got at least a year left, and we'll have to find out. Let me just think what is going to happen with Danny. Marcus Thuram, still with Stoke. Contract ends tomorrow. Not ideal. Has okay staff attributes. You can pause and go back and look at that if you'd like. No agent. He's got really good stats. Now, the physicals in some places, like the jumping reach, which hasn't been good the whole time, and pace, not as good, but you put him in a poacher role, that guy's going to bang in some goals, or like a deep lying forward or something like that. I think he could still do a job for somebody. Oh, 1 start, 1 sub, previous season 3-3. He's like the emergency reserve guy, 6.9. Oh, that's gutting. Tight Achilles and a concussion. So it's not like injuries kept him out. Contract's up. Does he just say, "Hey, it's been a good run. I'm out. You know, I won a bunch of silverware with Bayern." Nothing on the continental level though, right? I don't think. But man, I think he can still do a job. Will he go do a job? Because he's gonna have to take less wages. Let me know what you think is going to happen with Marcus. This is going to make next episode with the double episode, I think, really fascinating. Ace Letland's still playing. Angers. Okay, that's interesting. So he was with Sampdoria on loan from Arsenal. Loan. They did the Chelsea. The loan. And then let him move on a free to Ligue 1, where he picked up 33 starts, 8 goals, 9 assists, 4 players in the match on a 706. We're peaking late. I mean, not really peaking. You know, he did quite well down in here. But, I mean, 8 goals is the most that he's had since Flamengo, for our sticklers on how to say that. 9 assists is the most of his career. 3 cup starts, whatever. I think that's a good run. How'd they end up? Oh, they signed him, and he went, I mean, from 15th to 7th is quite the jump. I think they'd be pleased. He's on a rotation contract, so he can still give them some games, right? They're expecting him to give them some. Maybe he was first team that kind of dropped it down, right? You know, 33 starts. Maybe this next season it's like 18, something like that. But he's got a year left. His physicals, I think, are what's gonna help him out. Like, he's got some decent technicals still, but the physicals at 34 tomorrow means he can still, and he's got really good mentals. He can still do a job for somebody, and he's not on like $250K a week like Marcus Thuram, to where someone else could sign him. So that's interesting. They don't have like an option to extend or anything like that, so they're gonna have to make a decision. And facial laceration. That's really the only thing. Only injuries. So that, my friends, I think is really interesting. Staff attributes. Okay. I think he 100% could get picked up in as assistant manager, right? Give him some coaching duties. He could do a coach job for sure, but the assistant manager, I think he's got a future. He's got a national A. Okay. Making progress towards that continental, maybe. I mean, it would say it, but you know, you get my drift. Okay. Interesting times. Last but not least is Ozkatan here. Still playing with Stoke. Contract's up. I guess we didn't look and see what happened to Stoke. Oh, they're going to get continental football, and our 2 guys are going to miss it. Oh, that's gutting. Oh, 97K. Let's take a look. Does he have an agent? That's the wrong screen. Once a new challenge achieved everything at the current club. Mate, you got continental football. I'm just saying, no agent. That's what if your agent would be saying. So, okay, not the best, really. Did he play? Not a bit. Okay, so that would explain why he's like, man, I've done everything I could do here, and you're not playing me except in reserves or under 23 or, you know, whatever, friendlies, whatever, on a 6-7-9. So that, I guess, makes sense to say, hey, it's time to hang it up. Ankle ligaments, tight hamstring, bruised ankle, gash lower leg, tight hamstring. So, you know, niggling stuff, but it's not like he missed 8 months with like something horrific leg break or something like that. Really good mentals. That's why I'm surprised about his staffing or his staff attributes. Where does he end up? Where does he want to go? Did he? And he didn't get any international. He's been phased out of the international as well. 93 caps, 17 goals. I think that's a solid career. You would like to see if you get to 100, right? But he's about to be 34. 228 caps with Stoke. I'm guessing he's not. Let's just check. Okay, Stoke really likes to have people on their list. He's not an icon. He's not in favored personnel. He's just been. He's just been a. What? Hello? I guess they could tell that's where he's going. Man, he's been there for quite some time. You'd like to see him get like a testimonial or sending off or something like that, but instead they're just gonna be like, deuces, I'm out. I guess. All right, my friends, as always, going to bring us back to this screen at least one more time. Let me know what you think is going to happen. We got a lot of interesting things going on with players that are on the cusp, I think, of getting into management. Obviously, we've got Paul already has. Next episode will be a double. It'll be 2 years at a time. Let me know what you think is going to happen with all this. If you're still enjoying this series, please hit that like button. It really does help. I, again, want to give a shout out to everybody that watches the series. If you're watching ads or my patrons, your support means the world to me. Oh, it's getting juicy. I'm really excited. I want to record the next episode. I don't have time to do that right now, but I really want to look ahead, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna put this out there. I'm recording this the the day before this comes out. So I'm gonna put this out there. We'll see what the comments say. If there's something I've missed, I'll go back. I'll try and put it in the comments if I can reload the game and all that kind of stuff. Hit the like button, leave a comment. We'll see you next time. Let's go. Yeah.